Nicky Factz here. Much love to I Only Touch Greatness podcast. A lot of love, man. If you want to know about greatness, make sure you sign in to these dope hosts. Vancouver, Kansas City. They got it locked. I Only Touch Greatness podcast. Nicky Factz.
Black boy born in the 80s, remembering hearing black noise, boy. Shit was crazy. Pops tried to put a record out. Found out I was on the way. He was stressing out till he got leveled out. Had a plan, fleshed it out. Next thing you know, a junior entered the world. I'm the center, the pearl. Mama brung me out the church. I was stealing dollars right out of purse. Walkman, listening to DMX, bark a verse. Science fair, spelling bees. Almost got skipped the grade. Grew my hair out and still couldn't get the fade. Girls said I looked like Urkel with the thicker frames. Misbehaved, I was living in a different phase. Me sin free is like you find a needle in a big haystack with a pile of people. I need to walk into a fly cathedral on a Friday night when the sun go down. Head to the altar and humbly bow and ask for forgiveness. Can I get a witness for the lyrics that my thumbs wrote down? Got you. Roll up for the ones in the streets that's holding on. You got loved ones, check on them please. What's going on? RIP to the people that's leaving for the Lord. Sending prayers up, letting my drink spill on the floor. Damn, light up for the streets, they holding on. And the loved ones, check on them please. What's going on? 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 Riots at the Bronx, what it be, what it do? Now they call us animals, monkey see, monkey do. In the South, I heard it's honky see, honky shoot. They wanna keep us at number 3 and number 2. We living in a movie you don't see on a trailer. Racists see color and say we all failure. I see a king on my mirror. Stop the beat. Can we
look? All this chatter for hours is really silly, nigga. With no rapping, I swear you gotta be backwards. No matter how many flowers you try to give a nigga, it's like they only want them on top of their casket. Damn, pay the price for acting ladylike. We rarely see black M&Ms, kinda shady, right? You sent the shot, so I flash back like it's 80s night. Playing big or put you in the box, that was Gravy's plight. Thought I was hijacking that live, now I'm taking flight. Your girl in the ghost and gobbling dick, say goodnight. You know how I Rolls Royce, chest move, you see Ryan Reynolds wrapped in a lagoon, that's a Deadpool. Yeah! Lupe freestyled and got you out of here. You cried alone from playing yourself, shed a solid tear. All that syllable blibbable blibbable is kinda weird. It dresses you up from being direct, cause you probably scared. Your fans say I'm on a rampage. Better reunite Slaughterhouse and get cut. You need your band-aid. I told him prove you do what I do. He gave me lampshade and said no. I gave the bitch room and then the man came. Divided body. The footage out of 7. Contradicting every lie. Pull yourself together. Your songs ain't no anthems. Your bar placement random and you still ain't bring that energy to RJ and Ransom. Nigga, I think it's crazy, right? Like, this all started because RJ said
are taking over the podcast scene in Vancouver. Get down or lay down.
On IG, you never got in the booth and spoke to these niggas.
If you want to good prospect, it's Vancouver's Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
Yep, so I'm Ryan, by the way. I'm in Vancouver, Canada. Thanks for talking with me earlier. And we're joined with Prince Allen, who lined us all up. In Kansas City.
I'm the one that came and set up, man. It's blessings to hear from you. Been a fan since, for the culture, which I say today. So,
yeah, that's what's up, man. I'm glad and happy to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Hey, all right, that's killer. So born in Bronx, New York, obviously. What was childhood like for you growing up?
Childhood for me was really just, going to school every day and coming home every day.
Yeah.
I actually saw some stuff yesterday or 2 days ago. It was over the weekend. We was going through some documents. I saw like a spelling bee like documentation and science fair. Me winning science fair stuff and diplomas, things like that. So, childhood was really just based on, because it was tough back then. Crack cocaine was out, so I wasn't really outside too much. Both my parents kept me in the crib, unless I visited my cousins and all that. Then we was outside.
You play any sports?
Yeah, basketball.
Yeah.
Just basketball. I had dreams of being in the NBA like most kids from my city. But it didn't happen. There was too many good kids that was out there,
Yeah, that's for sure. And how did you first get into music? And yeah, basically that's it. How did you first get into music?
I would say listening to Big Daddy Kane on a vinyl way back in like '92. That's my earliest memory.
Okay.
You know, speeding him up to sound like a chipmunk. You know, I might have been between the age of 8 or 10, you know what I'm saying, around that time. And just being fascinated with it from then.
Yeah, when I was looking India, we're actually the same age, only a couple months apart. So I remember being back in the day and recording from CD to the 2 disc or the 2 tape decks, and I'd quickly pause and I'd take the CD part and I'd play that clip I want, and I would undo and I'd like make a mixtape out of all the clips I want. Basically, it was whatever song you could piss your parents off when they send you to your room. I wanted to have fuck on every song, and I was mixing it together. But
wow,
who really influenced you to pursue the music, like family member wise, or?
Honestly, I mean, it was just really a hobby for a long time, and then I was just always going to the studio as a teenager, young adult. Was always writing rhymes, recording, hoping to make it one day. And I was lucky enough to make it, but it wasn't really nobody in particular. It was just really just me, just constantly putting in that work.
Prince, you want to shoot one?
Oh yeah. So 2006, man, you did a freestyle over the Nerds instrumental. How was it, doing that freestyle and getting that attention from Pharrell? Because I know that had to be a huge, thing, in an iconic moment.
Well, I mean, we turned his music into a completely new album. We just reimagined it during the MySpace days. So,
right.
MySpace
was the thing.
The album,
right?
The album was called "In Search of Nerd" or NERD, right?
Yeah, In Search of NERD.
Yeah,
because their album was called "In Search of." So,
oh yeah. Okay,
so for me, it was.
I get it. Okay, I get it.
So it was me in search of NERD. I was trying to get signed to Pharrell at the time. So we took the NERD songs and we just made them into remixed songs.
Yeah.
I don't really consider them freestyles. They weren't freestyles to me because they had full verses.
Right.
They had choruses, full verses, full themes, and people loved it. And Pharrell heard the project, was blown away that somebody would do that with his music, and show love. Put one of the songs on the Glow in the Dark mixtape tour. One on the Glow in the Dark tour mixtape. It was like number 2. My song was like number 2. It was like the intro to the tape, and then my song was like right next to it. You know what I mean? And
right.
And for me, that was a huge deal because you grow up listening to Pharrell, producing and being this artist, and then from being this artist, doing rock with NERD, it was like, whoa, like this is incredible. So it was definitely. Right. It was a big look.
And at what point, I know you were saying that it was just a hobby at first, but at what point did it change into wanting to be a career?
I guess it, they say it takes, you lose 90% of businesses fail.
Yeah.
In the first 2 years. So this Saturday will make 15 years for me. I started in 2007, January 15th. That's when I quit my job. And those first 2 years, I didn't really make money. So I guess you could say January 15th was the first day. But, I think my first real piece of money came from the Honda commercial 2 years later. But, I was getting money here and there, doing little side stuff, but it wasn't enough to kind of sustain a living, not until I did that Honda commercial.
I hear you on that. I run 3 businesses, just started, and each one of them's 2 years old. Like, just trying to make it through that first 2 years of startup fees, right? Anything you can do some side hustles that are legal are pretty good, I think. You also attended the New York School of Law. Were you trying to be like lawyers?
I went to NYU. I studied law.
Oh, that's what it was.
I studied it. To try to become an attorney. It's just to make my mother happy. Really,
Yeah.
It wasn't really something that I wanted to do. And once I was kind of like over it, I was like, all right, I'm over it. I saw the tuition and I was like, all right, I don't want to have 4 years of this. So I made the decision to not do it anymore. And it was a tough decision because, at that age, I was like 24, 25, 26, maybe.
Right.
And it could have easily went the other way, like easily, like I could have easily failed. But, grace of God, I was able to, go in the direction that I needed to go to be where I am today.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna hit them with a funny one or a laid back question there, Prince, and then you can shoot one. So get ready.
Yeah.
If you were having a dream dinner and you could sit down with 3 famous people, dead or alive, who would you want to sit down with?
Big Pun.
Sweet.
That's a real good one.
Yeah, first time we've heard Big Pun.
Yeah, and especially with Capital Punishment was one of our iconic albums.
Michael Jackson.
Sweet.
King of Pop.
And my aunt. Those are the only 3, really.
Okay. For me, it's always Tupac, Kevin Hart, or Seth Rogen would be my comedian. And then I was trying to figure out my third one. I'm not really sold on one for sure, but that little kid Hasbulla, the little Russian kid that's a UFC fighter. That guy might be my next one.
I'm not mad at that.
I really should be picking a chick though. Like, right, I want to sit down with somebody else. Let's go Shakira.
Okay. I'm not mad at that.
Those hips don't lie.
They don't. They definitely don't.
Okay, Prince, shoot one.
Yeah. Man, so you was on the first freshman album cover. I mean, they had an album cover, or not album cover, but the first one was kind of first one was like Plies, but yeah, it really started taking off whenever you, Roth, Hamilton, and Wale, B.O.B., and so on. How was it, being a part of that? Because that what made me, fans like me and a lot of people go grab those things, which I that's one of my magazines that I never got to get because it was already out. You know what I mean? So how was it like?
Yeah. What did it mean
that moment? At that moment, what? How did that mean to you at that moment?
I found out on my birthday, I think July 13th, that I would be on the cover. It was a great feeling. It was one of those things where I never thought I would ever be on the cover of XXL,
right.
And so the most prominent hip hop magazine at the time. I had already been in every magazine up until that point already at that time, right? Like,
right.
I was in Vibe, I was in Complex because of the Honda commercial. I was in, URB, Fader, Spin, Source, Billboard. I was in all of these magazines already.
Yeah. Right.
And, XXL was late to the party. But when I showed up to the party, they rolled out the red carpet and 9 other great MCs. it was just a blessing to be a part of it, man. It was a beautiful time. It was something that I never thought in a million years that I would be a part of, because again, that's not what the trajectory was for me in my mind state.
Right.
You know, I'm just grateful that I was chosen. I'm grateful that I'm still here after it.
Right.
And I'm grateful that people really look to that particular issue as one of the great issues of XXL history.
Right.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
it felt like a draft pick, you know what I'm saying? For like
what
hip-hop.
I was gonna say is it's like prospects. You get to watch your prospects. You draft them, you know, to your team, and you're watching them, and you're all like the next superstars, and you get to watch them come
right.
up.
Like your next best thing, you know what I'm saying?
We loved
That
it.
made people wanted to grab out to it.
We love doing football prospects and hockey prospects, and like that's
But
exactly what
it was about, like, because a lot of people heard of them, you know what I'm saying? So once we seen it, like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? These cats was already on the cover, but this was like first time I got to see some of y'all on the cover, because I already, heard about y'all. So
yeah.
Also, I wanted to talk about Lost Mouse work with Charles Hamilton and Corey Guns. Like, it sounded like it was a freestyle, you know what I'm saying? Because, back where I'm from, you know what I'm saying, we didn't really get to see that much, at that time, especially if you didn't have, a laptop or anything, like anything on internet. Did that sound like it was it sounded like it was kind of like a freestyle made it into a song?
Yeah, that was we was at the radio station when we did that. We was at Sirius Satellite for DJ Who Kids show, and me, Charles, and Corey Guns was up there, and we was rapping for like a good half an hour. It's pretty fun.
Right. Because I heard that, I was like, yo, like you and Corey spazzed on it. I mean, Hamilton did all right, but like you at the end, like when you start snapping, like that's what made me be like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like you hear cats like you and you be like, yo, yeah, like just your flow pattern is just phenomenal on there, you know what I mean? So it was pretty dope.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
So, and go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Prince. Back to the Future. You had that CD as well in 2007. What was your favorite song off of it?
I would probably say off that particular project, I would say Scarfaces was my favorite one, which was, doing the Raekwon joint, Incarcerated Scarfaces Over. That was my favorite record that I did off that project.
Remember how awesome MySpace was? Because I mean, we're getting to the next question, where the next question is about your 17-week run on MySpace, putting out a song each week. But how awesome was MySpace back in the day? Like I built my whole A&R career off of MySpace. Like,
right. That's how I found artists too.
Yes, exactly. I middleman so much shit through MySpace back in the day, when I got to put my best 5 songs at the time.
Yep.
On the
for your layout.
There's been nothing like that since. I've missed MySpace.
Right.
I mean, MySpace was very essential for me. I grew my fan base from MySpace. I found Drake on MySpace. I also, the cool kids found me on MySpace. They reached out to me from MySpace. Built a lot of friendships and relationships from MySpace. It was just a great place for artists to go, put up your music, and, get fans, right? We didn't get paid off of it. So that thought process of having MySpace, part of me transferred over to me putting out a new song every week on my MySpace page and shipping it off to the blogs. And that's how I got the attention that I got from that point on.
Of course. Yeah. Over on the West Coast, we had like the dub CNNs and stuff. We would always, and like hot new hip hop, we would always send, we'd always send our songs to there back in the day when
then you had, mixtapes and all that, then once you know, everybody getting like live mixtapes and shit. Like everybody like had a platform at that time, especially when the internet started blowing up and shit.
Yeah.
So
That's when
I wanted to talk about this though. It's one of my favorite songs of Achievement. I forgot which one it was, but it's 87. It's circa 87 versus with you and Styles P. Yo, that how, you know what I'm saying, with Knots. Like, how is it working, you know what I'm saying, with Knots and creating that type of bond? And how was it just working with Styles P and killing that song?
Knots, he had posted something on his IG one day about all these rappers that he was trying to do an album with. And I wanted my name to be on that list. So I reached out to him and said, yo, man, I want to be on that list. And he said, all right, let's get to work. And we started to get to work just like that. You know, I don't even know if some of those artists dropped their albums that was on that list, but I know I dropped mine, you know, and you know, that spoke volumes. And Knots is one of those guys who helped me get my music out there to a little bit more people, and people really fell in love with it. Styles P, I had a show with him in Columbus, Ohio, and you know, he came early just to see me perform. And right before he started his set, he was like, yo, I just want to say Mickey was one of the best performers I've seen in a long time. He left it all out there. And when, you know, we get back to New York, we got to work. And that's literally what happened. When I got back to New York, he got back to New York, we got in the studio and we did that record, Versus. And, you know, we were just going back and forth, man. It was just two gladiators. It was like Thriller and Manila, you know.
Right. Because that was one, that was like the title speaks for itself with the verses and stuff. Because it looked like it was like a dog fight in that song. Like, we heard that, I was like, yo, lyrically, like, this is dope. Like, I ain't never, you know, you hear songs like that is unique and it's authentic. But then when you hear something like that makes even way more better. It makes you want to play it again. You know, ear quality is always the best thing. So that's just dope.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. The song Rocker was that was also on that fighting game, right? Was it Friday Night Fights?
No, that was on Fight Night.
Oh, Fight Night.
Fight Night. Yeah, it was on Fight Night. Yeah. How was it being on, you know, Fight Night, game, the iconic game?
It was great. I mean, at that time I had a little relationship / deal with EA Sports. So I was on Fight Night 3 or Fight Night 4. I don't remember. I did 2 songs on NBA Live 2010. One of them was with B.O.B. and one of them was with African Bambaataa. I was on a couple of Need for Speeds. I was on like 3 Need for Speed games.
Okay.
One was Need for Speed Nitro. Need for Speed Nitro, Need for Speed Shift. I was also on the Sims game, the Sims 3. I was on that game.
All right.
Been in Saints Row. I'm in the Saints Row video game, which was a really good look. So yeah, man, you know, just being in any video game,
it's pretty awesome.
Immortalizes you. You know, immortalizes you. The check is at that time. The check was really beautiful.
Right.
So,
hey, if you ever had a game to pick, like which game do you want to be on that haven't got you on there yet?
I think I would have loved to be on one of the original Grand Theft Autos.
Yeah.
I would have loved to be on one of the original Grand Theft Autos. And I think Madden, you know, getting on a Madden game would have been iconic for me. But, you know, those are the only 2 games that I feel like I wish I would have got on. You know, getting on a Madden game right now, I could still make that happen. But I think
right.
The original Grand Theft Auto games, I would have loved to be a part of that, you know.
And you say EA Sports, and they're literally at the Canadian branch, anyways, or the Vancouver. I don't know if there's more than one, but the Vancouver branch is literally like a 10-minute drive away. I've been in there. I've seen the games, how they make the hockey games, because hockey's huge in Canada. So
Right.
yeah. So I'm always the hockey games, the one we play in Madden, just being on Madden and the legacy that Madden's left on everyone's childhood, especially our age, because we've spent the whole Madden 30 years basically playing Madden.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, with them dying last week, that's shitty. So, well,
Rest in peace.
We'll toast. Nice segue there. We'll toast to John Madden.
Right. And how was it working? You know, how is it having a good bond with Lupe Fiasco? And, you know what I'm saying, how much does Lupe mean to you? Because I remember, like, RP to my boy Quentin, because we used to have food and liquor, and he was a skateboarder, and Kick Push was one of our anthems, you know what I'm saying? For him to skateboard, like when that came out, like how is it like creating a bond with one of the dopest MCs alive?
That's my bro, man. I mean, it's like any other friendship / brother, right? Like you just kind of, you meet someone and then, you build a rapport and, you build an understanding and also a level of trust on both sides. And that's one of my, closest friends in the industry who's gone to bat for me a couple times, when I was signed. And I've, looked out for him multiple times, when it came to things that he needed done on his side, right? It's just a give and take relationship for both of us. We run ideas past each other. He calls me for things and vice versa. And I'm always, available and vice versa, so I think it's one of those scenarios where it's like, whatever's needed from him, I'm there and vice versa. And I think that's what friendship should be and a working business relationship should be as well, so much love and respect to LF.
Did you drive a Honda?
I used to, yeah.
Yeah, did they give you a car is what I'm getting at?
They gave me a car.
Yeah, and you were doing the commercials for them, right?
Yeah. They gave me a car. I had the car for a while, and then that was the end of it.
Yeah, do you remember what model? Because you can't go wrong with a Honda. Those things are great. But
it's a 20. I did the commercial in 2000. I did two commercials. I did the commercial 2009, and I did the commercial 2010. So they gave me a 2011. Okay. They gave me a 2011 Honda Accord 2-door.
Oh, two-door? Okay. Yeah, I had the 4-door, the same model, but 4-door, so that's why I was wondering.
Yeah.
Okay. Knowing over your years as a legendary battle rapper, you were even on the Canadian show King of the Dot.
Mm-hmm.
What was you actually came to Canada though to do it? It was before many years ago.
I didn't come to Canada for that. We did that in Worcester. Oh, Worcester, Massachusetts.
Oh, Whistler, Massachusetts. Okay, Vancouver has a Whistler. Okay, Massachusetts. Oh, so the Canadian guys then went down south. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So what made you wanted to do battling? Because battling has been like the form of art in hip hop. Like, what really made you want to do battle rap?
I just felt like it was one of those things that I just wanted to add to my extensive career / resume.
You just want to sharpen your pen?
Not really sharpen it, just kind of, I just wanted to do it. It was one of those things I just wanted to do it and see, what would happen and the emotions you get by doing it. I want to have that experience to say I did that, and I did it.
Which was dope though, you know what I'm saying? So
Right now they're calling a song of yours the song of the year. You know where we're heading with this question?
I don't.
Okay.
He's talking about Wraith and because it was like it goes down
the
2021 song of the year.
Yeah.
Diss track of the year. How did that feel? Like having a diss track of the year, which potentially you probably didn't want to have, but
I mean,
if we want to talk about it,
I definitely put it in the top 7, but I'm West Coast biased. I've obviously got the hit 'em ups and stuff first.
it's most definitely a top.
Yeah, it was really damn good.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you know, I had to do what I had to do at that point, and at that time, you know, I'm appreciative of people feeling like it was top record last year. I don't know if there was a lot released, but you know, to just be acknowledged in that, you know, I'm appreciative of it. You know, that's all.
You had songs, I thought, with Royce the 5'9", right?
We have
before the battles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one of favorites? So, like, let's talk about the narrative. I like the narrative with you and Blue and Not. How was it like making that EP, and also your last album, the other latest album too? Like, how was it, you know, making, you know, a good ass album, hip hop album, especially as a hip hop fan?
I mean, I think the narrative was, you know, was a great project that me and Blue put together with Knots. And, you know, two sides of the field, one from the West Coast, one from the East Coast. And so we got somebody from the South with Knots, and came together and just created this great project, like 6 songs, something real short for the people, real quick 15-minute listen. I know a lot of my fans were a little, you know, angry that it was so short, but, you know, kept it short and sweet, little room for error, and great beats, great production. And I think we nailed it. I think we executed what needed to be executed at that point in time. And I'm just grateful to be a part of, you know, Blue's legacy and Knott's legacy in that format.
All right. And anybody else? I want to say this too. Your dream verse, your dream
feature,
like that you haven't worked with yet.
I'd probably say, I mean, I have a list, but if it was
or a
one
collab
person,
album that you can see yourself with.
I got a list. If I was to pick just one person on that list, it'd probably be like
Be Forever.
Probably be like Common.
That's a nice one.
I can see you and Common doing some real dope shit, and I ain't never seen Common do a collab album either.
What about if there was one West Coast artist that you wanted to work with the most that you haven't had? At least I can try to pull some strings.
Oh man, I've worked with most of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like I mean, I've worked with most of them, so it wouldn't be
right. Shout out to Blue, because Blue, man, that Exile was it was a classic. You know what I'm saying? And everything you and him and Roth, y'all have like what Drink Champs was saying. Shout out to DJ EFN. Like we had him on the show, and just hearing, you know what I'm saying, seeing that, man, like I'd be like, yo, you can tell like when you got like chemistry with, and also, you know, how was it being on Drink Champs too, man? Because just talking to them, man, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nori. I ain't never talked to Nori, but
DJ EFN was awesome.
EFN is dope and real, and that's what we like about hip hop is we like people to be real. You know what I'm saying? If you love this music and be passionate, be about it. You know what I'm saying? Just like Chino XL said, which, you know, I was on live right after shout out to 80 Empire because they had an album out, you know, with Chino XL. And that's how I got to be like, you know what? I'm gonna get Mickey Factz on here because I always fuck with Mickey Factz because he's real hip hop. Like how was it like being a part of Drink Champs, and how drunk did you get? Because you got pretty drunk.
Oh, you don't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just a vet.
Yeah. Hey, how drunk was everybody?
No.
Right.
I mean, it was an honor to be on that show. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. I drank a whole bottle of Ciroc, which was.
And you was the first one to do a freestyle. How was that on the show?
It was phenomenal. I'm grateful to be able to go up there and kind of do that for Drink Champs and set the tone with that session that I did up there. It was great, man. I loved it. Loved every minute of it.
You know what I would, if I had one music wish, that you take Joe Budden's spot in Slaughterhouse.
Wow. I don't know if that'll ever happen. So shout out to those guys, though.
Crooked Eye. We love Crooked, or I love Crooked Eye, anyways.
And we love him. Hey, speaking of Crook, man, you had a dope. Y'all had like a dope freestyle with each other too. Like, how was it like being a part of that freestyle?
I thought it was fire. It was me, him, Cassidy, King Los.
Right, with Cassidy too. Like, oh.
And Elza, it was just an honor to be on the same record with a bunch of great MCs. You can't go wrong when you're rapping with top tier MCs. Right.
Because that's a beast.
Who do you think's the best rap group of all time?
I'd probably say Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
I
got 36 chambers on my wall for a reason.
Yeah, they're definitely in my top 5. My first East Coast favorite.
Right. Method Man always been one of my favorites.
Of course.
Ghostface, you know what I'm saying? We'll always go back to, anything off of Iron Man.
You're getting sidetracked there.
No. I'm just, I'm being for real.
What about? Yeah, I know. I wanted to talk about. I could have gone on for days talking about Wu-Tang.
Me too.
So, do you have a dream venue? What about dream venue that one day you wish to perform in? If you haven't already done it, if you have, then what was your favorite?
I don't have one of those anymore. I just kind of go with the flow. I don't even know if I have a favorite venue. It's just venue after venue. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. I don't have a favorite venue. That's a great question, but I've been in so many of them. It's hard to kind of pinpoint which is my favorite, and because it's like I don't know. Like, I don't have like a I want to perform there kind of vision.
What about
if anything, it'll be more like, I want to perform in a museum, something like that. Like, I want to perform in like a museum or museums all over the world. Stuff like that is exciting to me as opposed to on stage.
You got any pre-show rituals? Like, you got to do a shot or something?
Yeah, I try to take a shot of anything that's around me to calm my nerves before I go on stage. That's about it,
Yeah.
Which it could be nervous, anything. Like, I always, like, to me, like, when I'm nervous, like, I gotta put my music on. You know what I mean?
So how do you calm the butterflies?
Taking that shot. Taking the shot is what calms the butterflies.
If you want, we'll cut this next question out. But do you smoke weed? Like, do you get to enjoy?
He don't smoke. No, he don't smoke. I know that.
Okay.
So
you want me to cut that question out?
No, you don't got to cut it out. I answered it.
Yeah, but he already answered the question.
Yeah, I don't want to be Vlad. We're not Vlad. We don't ask questions that get people.
We're far away from Vlad.
We good.
So
okay, we got to rock and roll, Prince Al.
Oh yeah,
we got to wrap this up pretty quick.
Yeah. So what's next? You know what I'm saying, for you? You know what I mean? And what else do you got planned?
I'm trying to put out like 8 projects this year. 2 of them are done. I'm going to be working with Crisis this weekend on another one. And, just putting out constant music, starting businesses, collaborating with a lot of different people to expand the Mickey Factz brand and get a lot of more people in tune with what it is that, I got going on. That's mostly it.
Okay. That's cool. Yo, it's a blessing to have you here, man, with us, man, because we didn't think we was going to have you for this long. So thank you for being a part of us, and I pass it to you.
Okay. And yeah, definitely want to thank you for coming on the show. And Vancouver is definitely going to be remembering you and looking you up, and hopefully we spread some buzz, and they wish you nothing but the best going forward, and hopefully we can keep in touch.